Hi, I'm Bryan with Applied Ballistics. We're on the range today with AB Quantum, and we're demonstrating how to build a fire solution and then estimate for 1,000 yards what your drop is going to be. We're going to start by building a gun profile in AB Quantum. By the way, this is a 260 Remington rifle. We're shooting 130 grain Berger AR hybrids. Okay, so pretty run-of-the-mill bullet, not very fast or high performance, just a thing that we want to try to get on target at 1,000 yards. And I'm going to take you through the steps, the bare minimum steps that you need to do that. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is build a gun profile. I'm going to make a new profile here. We'll call it 260. Okay, and we're going to find a bullet in this library. It's the Berger 130 AR hybrid right there. We're going to run the CDM. So our bullet data is good now. Our gun data, we're going to get our muzzle velocity here after we shoot 100 yards. The sight height I had measured a little bit ago, that's 2.12 inches. And the twist rate is a 1 in 8, okay? And we're going to zero at 100. So other than muzzle velocity, and our scope turrets are in MRAD units, okay? That's the thing you want to make sure of. MV temp table, you don't have to do anything with that yet on this first setup, nor drop scale factor, okay? So we're going to save that gun profile, and we're going to make it active. We're going to come out into the shoot tab. So it's calling for 10.1 mils of elevation, but we're going to get our environmentals updated. See if we can't dial that in. We're going to measure environmentals with the Kestrel and then input them manually into AB Quantum. Okay, so we have 78 degrees, 54%. And 28.87 inches of mercury. Okay. Our latitude here in Michigan, 45 degrees. We're going to go over to target. Okay, we're going to get our target azimuth. Inclination is level. The target has 0 speed. We have a real lazy 3 to 5 mile an hour. It's actually fishtailing, but it's averaging around 1 o'clock. So our fire solution, we have 10.1 mils of elevation, and actually we shouldn't even look at our fire solution yet because we haven't got our muzzle velocity at 100. So we're going to do that right now, and then we'll build the rest of our profile, and then we'll put in our stuff for 1,000 yards. You know, I'm going to try going base just off of 3 shots. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so on those 3 shots, the average was 2656 feet per second. All right, so 2656 feet per second is what we just measured. So we're going to come in and put that into our gun profile. And we're going to save it. And we're going to come over to shoot, and we've got 9.6 mils of elevation. And we just updated the environmentals and the target properties before we shot the 100-yard data. That was just a moment ago, so they shouldn't need to change now. We're going to shoot this 9.6 and see how it does. The windage is around 0, so we're not really looking for the wind deflection on this. We're looking for the elevation, how accurately we can predict the elevation. Okay, so let's dial our 9.6 and see what we get. Okay, so with the 260 Remington and the 130 grain AR hybrids, we were 2 clicks high at 1,000 yards, okay? Now I know the muzzle velocity is going to be at least part of that because our average velocity on the 10-shot string was higher than it was on the 3 shots we zeroed with. I was sort of cavalier in going after only 3 shots. That's not really enough for a good average. That average was 28.56, those first 3 shots, and that gave us our 9.6 mils of elevation. What we really needed was 9.4 because we were 2 clicks high. Okay, so I'm going to come into the ballistic profile and I'm going to put in what we actually measured for those groups, those shots at 1,000 yards. The average was 26.69. And whenever we update that, that brings our fire solution from 9.6 to 9.5. So that brings us within 1 click. Correcting the muzzle velocity input from what we thought it would be to what it actually was on that string took our error from 2 clicks, 2 10th mil clicks down to 1 10th mil click. And to true out the very last of it, we know that 9.4 would have been the right hold. So in ballistic calibration, I'm going to come into CDF, tell it the drop is 9.4, and it tells me my CDF is 0.985. That means there's 1.5% error in drag between how my gun is shooting these bullets and how that bullet is represented in the library, which is an average of everybody's gun, okay? It's very common to have a CDF of 1 to 2%, okay? Once you've nailed your muzzle velocity, okay? So I would only use CDF if you use the chronograph on the string of fire that you're calibrating, all right? Because otherwise it's more likely that your muzzle velocity has the error. Okay, so I would always calibrate muzzle velocity unless you measured muzzle velocity for that string, and if you have, then you want to calibrate CDF. All right, so that's what we did. We first fixed our muzzle velocity in the profile and there was still a click of error, so we fixed that click with CDF. All right, so I'm going to apply that, and naturally our solution will go to 9.4, which is exactly where our group was. 2 clicks high of the 9.6 solution. Okay, so that was a pretty straightforward example of how you can make a mistake if you don't have enough data from your 100-yard zero, okay? If I would have fired more shots at 100 yards and got a more reliable muzzle velocity average, maybe we would have only had 1 click of error from the get-go. But I came in with a muzzle velocity that wasn't quite representative yet, and that needed to be adjusted. And once I did, it brought us within 1 click, and that other click was trued out with CDF. But that's pretty easy. I mean, to go from 3 shots at 100 yards to within 2 clicks of error at 1,000, that's pretty good. And the steps that you need to go through with AB Quantum are not that complicated to get a raw fire solution. There's many other features to learn about in there, but getting an accurate fire solution is still pretty easy if you follow the line that gets you there. All right, so I hope this video is useful to you. I hope that next time you're out on the range and you need a fire solution for long range, you won't think that AB Quantum is too complicated for you, because in this video I showed you how to do it.